What do we make of Rex Ryan thinking he's going to be the next head coach of the New York Jets?
Oh, that's just Rex Ryan.
Really? Because if they don't get Mike Vrabel, who they hiring?
I would be very surprised.
Vance Joseph?
I don't know.
So Ben Johnson's the other guy I wanted to tie into this segment, the Lions offense coordinator who was connected to all these jobs again this year. For a second straight. Everybody said last year he's gone, he's got to take a job. And then he said, no, I'm not going to take a job.
Yeah.
And now he's doing the same thing this year where it appears the Jets wanted to bring him in for a formal interview. And he was like, no, no, I'm not going to do it. So he has been, again, for a second straight year, incredibly selective on the interviews that he'll even do and the teams that he'll even sit down with. And part of me is impressed by that. Also, part of me wonders if that is the right strategy because he's got the ability to kind of be picky and choosy with the jobs that he gets. Will that continue in perpetuity? We did this with Eric Bieniemy for a while, and a very drastic different thing. But for years, it was like, how long until Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job? And then he became the offensive coordinator at UCLA, and they fired him after a year.
Yeah,
and I don't even remember where he ended up going forward.
I don't think he's gotten a job, has he?
I have no clue.
No,
he'll
not
probably be on the
head.
chief staff next
Hanging
year
out
in some
in LA.
capacity.
So that's interesting. Like, it's just interesting. Like, we have Rex Ryan saying on ESPN this morning, I think I'm going to get the Jets job, essentially, which I'll have fun with that. Would be a very Jets hire. And Ben Johnson picking and choosing basically which teams he'll even interview
Trying to
for.
figure out what Woody Johnson's going to do is
something stupid, probably.
Well, that's a pretty wild. I mean, look, he might be right. He certainly is the last coach to have success as a Jets coach.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing to come out publicly and say you're going to get it.
Yeah, if
right
I'm
now.
a team or GM or an owner, I'm like,
I'm scratching your name off. See ya.
Yeah.
You can't go on. He really went on ESPN and said, I'm going to get the Jets
I'm
job?
paraphrasing, but there was a headline that came out this weekend that said that came out this morning, that Rex Ryan insinuates he will get the Jets job.
He got the interview. I always think that's kind of a solid favor that they're going to do for him, given he, again, was the last coach to be successful there. I don't know. We always look at these things from the outside and project how we feel about it and say, like, why? Who? It's one of 32 gigs.
right.
So, like, a lot of people want that job. You can think whatever you think about Woody Johnson, and we've read enough this year to say he sucks, but it's still a head coaching opportunity, and we've seen bad organizations basically get saved. The Bengals didn't have a great reputation, and then they drafted Joe Burrow, and they still have a questionable one, and I know this year didn't go the way they wanted, but they've been to a Super Bowl, AFC title game. They've had, I would say, success in the Burrow era.
Mm-hmm.
You can overcome some of that leadership. So they're still enticing. Rodgers may or may not be on this roster. I particularly wouldn't want that.
I'd be pretty shocked if he was back again next year.
Well, they have to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first question.
That's the unfortunate
if I'm
thing.
interviewing for that head coaching job is Aaron Rodgers going to be here or not? Do I have a say in it? And then the rest of the interview can go on.
It needs to be a full blow-up.
Or it will end.
Rodgers is gone. You're paying him off. Let's do the GM coach partnership thing. Woody Johnson, I don't know if you're serving in this next administration like you did last time they were in office, but if you are, go away.
Go overseas for 4 years. See you later.
Let Brick come in, play Madden in my office. We'll be buddies, and he can give me his thoughts, and I'll never listen to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it really can be that simple and get fixed. We don't have a lot of history of the Jets being good in our life, but it's New York. It might be a full rebuild chance there with the right combination of general manager and coach. So I would imagine they can do better than Rex Ryan.
Maybe Woody Johnson's in the feet, too.
Well, I mean, Rex was his coach.
That's what I'm saying. They could be feet guys together.
He runs a lotion company.
That
so
he does.
I imagine he has some
Lotion
level.
feels great on your feet.
Absolutely does.
Delightful.
We got to lotion up. It's that season.
I love when my wife lotions my feet.
I don't have that.
You don't enjoy that?
My wife doesn't lotion my feet.
You don't like getting your feet touched, huh?
I'm not really.
You're out on feet, aren't you?
I'm not a big feet.
You're an anti-feet guy.
I'm not. Yeah.
Anti-feet guy.
Feet are gross.
You pro or anti-feet, Swag?
Anti-feet.
Anti-feet?
They're
no.
disgusting.
I'm going to put a poll question up. Are you
No.
pro or anti-feet?
It's a gross body part.
Well,
It's
clean 'em.
holding all your
What's
weight.
the matter with you?
No.
Clean them up. God,
Yeah,
what's
it's
the matter
still
with
gross.
you? You wash them when you shower? You
I
wash
do.
your feet?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
I scrub between the toes because I get the sock. You ever get? I buy
Yeah.
socks and there's like my socks.
You got the little things in between your toes. You got to clean them out.
Am I wrong in
You've been in
saying
there for a
that
month?
my socks didn't do that as a kid?
Oh,
And
you-
now, like every pair of socks that I put on that's new, it's
I
just
would
like
say-
covered in.
You want to make socks great again? Is that what you're telling me?
You probably didn't pay attention to your socks when you were a kid as much.
I washed my feet as a
That's
child.
probably a valid argument on Swag's part.
You didn't wash your feet as a kid?
Yeah, I washed my feet. But you're not paying
So-
attention to your socks.
I notice if I have
Yeah, I wash
fuzzies
my
in
feet.
between
Needs
my
to be a drop.
toes.
Yeah, wash my feet. That needs to be a drop.
You mean I didn't pay attention to my feet as a child?
You weren't
You
looking down
said
there, were you?
socks, not feet.
When you take your socks off and go in the shower, my shower gets filled now with sock residue.
What kind of socks are you buying, man? Where are you getting your socks?
Nike,
Wow.
Uncle Phil.
No wonder their stock's down. Can't make socks anymore. The hell happened? Give money to my more money to my program. We need to win a big game.
Are you a foot guy?
I don't know. Maybe. Find out in the final hour. Crunch Time brought to you by
Really?
Crunch Fitness. Memberships as low as $9.99 a month. Find your Crunch Time in Portland, Vancouver online.
Crunch will put your feet to work.
That they will. You got to keep working them out.